Hello everybody, welcome back. So the title of this section or this series of videos is Looking Back, How Have Visitors Been Visiting My Website? So largely we're going to be focusing on different ways that we can look at data, especially long-term data when it comes to our website. And so we're going to be covering in this video the importance of looking at multiple time frames, things that we would maybe otherwise miss if we only look at a single time frame in our analysis. So if it's a daily or a monthly or a weekly analysis. And then kind of building upon that, the next video is going to examine the question, why is context important? How we really need to examine the context behind different metrics to really add meaning behind to those numbers themselves. And then in the third video, we're going to really get to the meat of what we're going to be covering. And we're going to be looking back, looking at data that we've generated or that we've seen over the last 2 years of our website. And we're going to walk you through generating some of these plots and building a dashboard that will really integrate the results of those analysis. And then the final video, we're going to kind of take that dashboard and we're going to help you through interpreting those results, as well as some recommended actions for some problem areas that that analysis might find. So as I mentioned before, the title of this video is Why Look at Multiple Time Frame Analysis? And the reason, some of the points we will cover is what is the importance of multiple time frame analysis. We'll do this by sort of examining this question, what do you miss by looking only at single time frame? And kind of building upon that question, we're going to ask what insights can we gain from looking at yearly, weekly, and daily charts, really kind of taking these together and combining the perspective that each are able to provide. So our first question then, why look at multiple time frame analysis? So in order to sort of identify the problem here, I want to present you a graph. Here it shows page views for month 1 and month 2 and ask the question, is the following a serious problem? Now, if we were looking at just monthly report, comparing months blindly, we would say absolutely, right? In month 1, we went from above 20,000 views, and then we went to month 2 where we dropped below perhaps 2,500. And so here we would typically say, this is a very serious problem that needs to be addressed immediately. But now look at those same numbers in the context of a yearly chart. And here, what we're going to show you is kind of these numbers as we go from January to December. And these are 2 years. So the first year is showing the page views in blue, and then the second year is showing the page views in green. So now, kind of comparing from month to month, you might see that, sure, there may be some ups and downs, but sometimes these are part of like yearly pattern. Here, one of the patterns that are pretty obvious is that from January to December, usually the numbers go up, right? Maybe there's a bit of a peak around the end of the month in December, which really dies off at the beginning of the following year. And this may not be a problem, but just a pattern that we see from year to year. And another sort of example of this might be this little dip we see in June. For whatever reason, maybe this is a problem, maybe it's not. But again, it's a pattern that we see from year to year and may not be something that we need to be immediately alarmed at. Our red flags don't all need to go up at the same time. And really what this thing illustrates is that zooming out, kind of looking at those same numbers, not just from a month to month, but from a year to year, will really help you reveal important facts. Looking at a single time frame, here the example was monthly, but let's say you only look at daily reports. Well, you're going to be missing things that will be revealed only with the weekly or monthly. And so really it helps to look at things from different perspectives because each is only going to give you part of that picture. And kind of building upon this same example, we'll kind of take, we'll give identities to month 1 and month 2. So in that example, the month didn't have any names, but let's say in our example, the month 1 was December and month 2 was January. And let's say it was for the second year, the most recent year shown in green. So here we would see that the page views certainly did decrease, but compared to the previous year, the overall page views actually increased. And so what this would tell us would be something very different from our initial impression of those two bar graphs, right? Because we would say, oh, instead of it being a very bad problem, it actually is an improvement over the same pattern that we saw in the previous year. And so, the point of this example really was that multiple time frame analysis will allow for better comparisons And really, the extension of that is it'll help you find the right comparison or metric to use. And so if we were just hung up on the monthly report, then, here's really something that we would have missed entirely. And maybe we would have been, as a figure of speech, barking up the wrong tree. Here, maybe we would be trying to fix a problem which actually isn't a problem. So those are some of the points that I wanted to highlight in this video.